We in these streets.
Oh yeah, we back in the building. It's your boy 2K, the prodigy of boxing talk. Of course, I'm here with my man Bo, and we back in the building. Presented by 3kingsboxing.com, your source for pure, unadulterated boxing information. And we about to do it again because got counts up there talking about Mark Magsayo dominated. Man, he went out there and busted Gary Russell's ass, bro. Straight dominated. I can hear myself, bro. Dominated dude like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Easy work. What, nigga? 114 draw. 115, 113 Magsayo. Nigga, that was 120, 108. Nobody said that. But that's how they act.
How about this? Oh, you had to pause for a minute. Like, huh? Oh, what? Who the fuck? No, bring that nigga on the show for real.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Nobody
nigga,
said that shit.
Your boxing license, nigga. You need to stop watching.
He can't talk boxing. She can't talk boxing. You can't even think boxing. I don't even want box coming out your fucking mouth. If you gotta move from your home, nigga, just say fucking cardboard square.
Nigga get a Ziploc Glad bag. Goddamn it! Don't even use them.
Them niggas putting all their belongings in a motherfucking gallon
Ziploc. Yeah. Shit, be like the homeless motherfuckers do. Shit.
Oh shit. Hey man,
bag, nigga, what the hell?
We had some good fights tonight, man. Before we go into Russell Jr. and Mark Magsayo, I want to talk about my man Subriel Matias. Hey man,
that was a good fight, man.
That was a good fight, and it was a key fight. A lot of people don't understand why this fight matters. It's probably the most important fight on the card. You know what I'm saying? Because when Subriel Matias, he had the fight with Maxim Dadashev. I think that was in 2018. I'm going off the top, so correct me if I'm wrong. But he had the fight with Maxim Dadashev, and Dadashev ended up passing away off of that fight. I think Matias had one fight after that, or he ended up fighting Petros Ananian right after that fight. I can't remember. But I remember watching the first fight. Matias was beating this dude's ass in the first half of that fight, right? Yeah. And it was to the point where Matias was landing some serious blows on this dude, and he wouldn't go nowhere. He wouldn't budge. So then Matias stepped off the gas, and then Ananian started coming on.
He sure did.
And I said, way back when they fought that first time, I said, man, dude is struggling with the death of Maxim Dadashev, man. That's why he lost that fight. That's why he took his foot off the gas, right, for the second half of that fight, because he was beating the head off this dude, man, and he wouldn't move. He wouldn't go nowhere. So I think mentally he was like, man, this is what I did to old dude too, and I killed him. I might kill this guy.
Yeah,
I really believe that shit, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did, dog.
Right.
That's exactly what he did. I believe that to my soul. That's what happened with him.
Exactly. So he took his foot off the gas. Dude ended up, kept coming back or started coming back, ended up beating him, right? So you got the rematch tonight or yesterday or last night, right? And I told Cats, I said, he might stop this dude because Subriel Matias is over the killing of Maxim Dadashev. He's over it.
Oh, yeah, he over that.
Yeah, he's over that, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's a completely different fighter mentally today than he was when he fought Petros Ananian the first time. And lo and behold, goes out there and stops dude. See what I'm saying? So to me, it was obvious that Matias was affected by the death. And in this rematch, he was no longer affected by it. And that's why he showed that he was superior skill-wise, right? Over Petros Ananian with ease. It wasn't a problem at all. You see what I'm saying? I think Matias, he's ranked number 2 by the IBF, right? Mm-hmm. He's ranked, where is that motherfucker at? I think it's just the IBF, to be honest with you, bro. I think that's where he's at. Yeah, because I only see him ranked in the IBF right now. So at 140, that's gonna be my man Josh Taylor. So how close do you think Subriel Matias is, ranked number 2 by the IBF? And of course, the guy in front of him is Jeremiah Ponce. That's the dude that beat the dust off Lewis Ritson. You know what I'm saying? How close to a title fight? I think they're gonna ignore Jeremiah Ponce. I mean, the IBF will mandate a motherfucker at number one. They did mandate Kong Dong Ding Dong for fucking Josh Taylor before he fought Jose Ramirez, right? So they can very well mandate Ponce after the Jack Catterall fight. That could happen if Josh Taylor's still at 140. But how close do you think Matias is at getting a title shot? And should he stay at 140? Should he move up? What do you think, man?
I definitely think he should stay at 140. There's a lot of rich, good fights, and a lot of winnable fights for him at 140. You still got Jose Ramirez is still right there. You got Regis Prograis, who is still right there. That would be an excellent fucking fight. That would be a fight of wheels like a motherfucker right there. Now that's a true fight of goddamn wheels right there. Right. So he should definitely stay there because he's right on the cusp of getting the title. Understand, man, if whoever wins between Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor, they're moving up regardless. Right. I don't even think Jack Catterall is going to stay at 140. Whoever wins become undisputed. They're moving up regardless. So it's going to be wide open, and Matias is right there for a title shot. He could get ordered to fight for the I think what was he number 2 by WBA?
IBF.
Okay, IBF. Oh, well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. So I would definitely stay if I'm him. He's right there on the cusp.
Yeah, I agree with that. Stick around. Josh Taylor's probably gonna move to 147. All them titles gonna end up getting vacated, and then he can very well end up fighting Jeremiah Ponce for that IBF title, right? So the vacant IBF title, number 1 versus number 2. Shout out to my man Super Matias. Been telling Cass that motherfucker's a problem, man. Don't worry about the one loss that's already been avenged. So I like to see him in the ring with a Montana Love. I like to see him fight what's my guy's name?
Love is a good fight.
Yeah, what's the guy? Ivan Baranchyk. I like to see that fucking fight.
That's a good fight.
You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about dude from Australia, Liam Perro, undefeated. Remember him?
Oh man, I covered his fight. He didn't look that great in his last fight though.
He didn't.
And if I'm Mateus, I'm jumping on his ass.
Yeah, I'm like, right under him.
Yeah, I'm right like, bring me that motherfucker right there. Let's fight for the title.
Agreed, bro. Regis Prograis still in the picture. Regis Prograis still one of the top skilled 140-pound fighters.
Yeah, he is.
So, if Matias really wanted to prove himself with a nice name on his resume, win or lose, you know what I'm saying? Regis Prograis is always out there too. So there's some good fights for dude, man. I like to see him with one of those cats, man, here in the near future. All right, man. Then you had the other fight, which was the Tug. What's his name? Tug Nyambayar?
Yeah, man.
Now,
man,
I can't.
This nigga said, what's his name? That tells y'all how disappointed you are.
That's how disappointed I am, because I know exactly who he is. He fought Gary Russell. He was a mandatory for Gary Russell. So I don't even want to say the nigga's real name, bro, because of how he fought. Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's a dude, all I know is the dude's last name, Lucas, right? African cat.
Yeah, it's like a real Lucas with a K too.
Yeah, with a K. He's from Namibia. Namibia, right? So motherfucker on 10 days notice.
Yup.
Came in there and probably won the fight, bro. I think they robbed him. That fucking referee, what's his name? Eddie. What was his name?
Oh, that nigga.
What is his name, bro?
I can't think of his name. Talking about something. What punch? I didn't see the punch. That nigga went to the Bernard Hopkins School of Denial. Like they showed him the video. See, right there, his leg comes up underneath.
Yeah, I've never seen nothing like that, bro. Like it's like, and it's funny because Jim Gray was trying to lead him. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey. So, you saw the punch before that. He landed the right hand and then he came back. But just watch right after he lands or he shoots the left hook, right? Watch real closely. Look at Lucas's left hand. He tried to lead the nigga. It still didn't fucking matter, bro. He was like, what? Unless you're seeing something I've seen. Everybody in the world saw the short jab that landed right on dude's chin. And Bo was a hard one too because his face was rocked, bro. There wasn't no weak ass jab.
That leg that slipped out didn't slip out because of a miss. When you miss a punch, what you have is off balance. When your leg slips out, that's from you being hit. You think I'm lying? Ask Roy Jones. Remember when what's his name? Lou What's the cat
Lou Del
name?
Val.
Lou Del Val hit Roy. What happened? That fucking leg slipped.
Right.
That's when you get hit, you get discombobulated a little bit. That nigga leg went from up underneath him, man.
Yep.
That leg wasn't from no punch, dog. But that referee, oh man, that dude, that shit was
Man, look, at the end of the day, even if that leg did come up, right? It was literally at the same time. The punch and the leg, him slipping, maybe, possibly slipping, and him getting punched in the jaw was literally at the same time. You gotta rule that a knockdown, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now he's saying real time he didn't see it, but I don't believe him because even in the replay, he said he didn't see it when everybody saw it.
Yeah.
So it was him trying to cover his ass, basically, at the end of that fight, right? But the scorecards had it a split draw. Literally, that knockdown that should have been called a knockdown was the difference, bro. So I got his name, Sakaria Lucas. It was just sent to me. Sakaria Lucas. That dude's life could have changed, right? Because he hasn't fought anybody of note, right? I think he fought Canelo Jr., Isaac Avalar.
Yeah.
Right? Little Mexican cat that looks like a white boy down there at 122.
They said on the show his fighters had a combined record of 54 and 56-1.
Yeah, man, that's bad, bro. That's bad.
So that doesn't help Naumbiar's case at all either, though.
That's what I'm saying. But this guy, Sakaria Lucas, right? That's the only guy that he fought was Isaac Avalar, and he lost. Avalar lost to Stephen Fulton, got knocked out in the 4th round. You know what I'm saying? And he's been losing since. He's nobody special. But that's the only name that's recognizable on Lucas's resume. So this win right here, right? Tug, and I believe Tug is ranked number 7 by the WBC at featherweight. This shit would have changed his life, man. So this is another scenario where boxing fucks up somebody's career, or at least fucks up the opportunity for somebody to change the way or the direction that their boxing career can be headed. It happens way too often, and it's fucking sad, bro. In this case, it's typically the judges. In this case, it wasn't the judge. In this case, it was a referee that wasn't paying enough attention that happened to miss a key knockdown that was the difference maker in the fight. Fucking sad, man.
Yeah, that's sad. It was I think the thing that gets me is from the get, I knew that he was going to be a difficult motherfucker because remember, he was he had a towel on chewing his gum, like he was irritated that they was giving permission to interview him.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird how Jim Gray said, "Hey, we were given permission by the Nevada State Athletic Mission." So it's kind of like Jim Gray telling him, "Don't go nowhere. Stay your ass right here, motherfucker, because your boss."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So he had that look, chewing that gum of "Don't question me" look.
Right.
Right. And I knew then watching that, I said, "Yo, man, this nigga's gonna be difficult to deal with." I get it, you want to stick to your guns, but there's nothing wrong with coming out and say, "Hey, man, from my angle, it looked like he slipped from a punch, but looking at the replay, I missed it."
I missed it. Right. Nothing wrong with that. You know, you're going to get clowned and shit. Motherfuckers going to chastise you. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Be a man and say you fucking missed it. One thing I can't stand is when a motherfucker can't admit that he fucked up. I hate that, bro. Like, as a man, it's easy. It should be easy for you as a man to admit that you don't give a fuck if you mess up or not. Because at the end of the day, your fucking mentality is supposed to be an alpha male mentality. An alpha male don't give a shit about what somebody thinks about him if he did something right or if he fucked up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you're a real alpha, shit don't matter. Hey, man, I fucked up. It is what it is. I get it right the next time. Boo, boo. That's what's up. Boo, nigga. I don't give a fuck. About to give me some pussy.
Yeah. You know what's funny? That's exactly what Kylie Reese did. Remember after a fight? She said, "Y'all can boo y'all can boo me all y'all want. Okay, fine, but I'm still fighting for undisputed."
Exactly. So Kylie Reese is more of an alpha male than Eddie Claudio.
Hell yeah.
That's my man Mike Wilson for the name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on, dog. That shit don't make no fucking sense. All right, man. Let's move on to the main event. And you tell me, Bo, Mark Magsayo dominated.
Yeah.
Man, what fight was 2K watching talking about this fight was a draw? Even though one judge said it was a draw, the other two said he only won by 1 point. But anyway, man, what is he talking about? A draw, Bo. This nigga 2K, I swear, bro, he swear he know boxing, but this motherfucker can't score for shit. Mark Magsayo dominated, didn't he, Bo?
Hey, man, that makes two niggas that can't judge a fight then. Because he didn't dominate to me. I thought the fight, I agreed with the judge that had it a draw. I'm okay with 115, 113, because all that score tells me is there's a round that them niggas saw differently than me. That's it. That's all it says. But if Gary Russell scores a knockdown, or if one judge saw it differently, we have a draw on our hands all the way across the board. Mark Magsayo did not dominate Gary Russell. Understand one thing, man, and I get it, right? When you guys are watching the fight, first of all, you got to understand what you're seeing: clean punching, effective aggression, defense, and ring generalship. Well, Gary Russell definitely showed us defense. He showed us that when his hand got hurt. Okay, clean punches. Well, you can say that shit kind of went back and forth. Magsayo got hot early, but when Gary Russell broke his hand, which is funny, per 2K words in the chat, the nigga actually fought better when he goddamn broke his hand. When his shoulder got fucked up, the nigga
fucked the shoulder up. He was better.
He was better. Fucked up his shoulder, right? So they traded that. Now, here is where I want all of you guys to understand is the ring generalship, because that could go both ways, right? Now, I actually thought Gary Russell had the better ring generalship because he was able to have the fight at his pace.
Exactly.
He was able to dictate the fight at a pace that was comfortable for him having one fucking arm.
Hold on. Before you continue, you got to name the 4 criteria of judging. You said ring generalship because this is what people don't do, bro. They don't judge fights based on the 4 criteria of judging. Some people know what it means, some people don't. But the problem is there's no difference between the people that know what it means and the ones that don't, because they get caught up in watching the fight and they listen to the fucking commentators and they're watching punch stats and they're listening to the network and they forget all about how to judge a goddamn fight, whether they knew the 4 criteria or they didn't, right? So you named the 1. You said ring generalship, 2 defense, 3 accuracy, 4 effective aggression. Those are the 4. So ring generalship, you already covered. Continue, bro.
Okay, so that right there, you have to look at that, right? Gary Russell had one arm, so he had to control this fight at a pace where he could fight with the one arm. So that, in my opinion, favored Gary Russell. Now here we go to effective aggression. Early in the fight, you can make a case for Magsayo, but as the fight went on, because of Russell's ring generalship, his aggression was not effective to the point where you can tell me, oh, this motherfucker like Steve Farhood giving him round 6 through motherfucking 12. Like, what the fuck was you watching? How do you give nigga round 6 through fucking 12? Right? So his aggression was not as effective if you guys all wanted to be. Then on top of that, there's a lot of punches that he was being given credit for by the commentary team that was not landing. He was actually blocking that. All right. So, in my honest opinion, man, and then I mean, should I continue with defense? That was all Gary Russell.
I mean, Mark Magsayo was coming forward, running in the straight left hands.
Yes, repeatedly. I mean, let's just say repeat. And the fucked up part about it was, at the end of the fight, he said he knew Gary Russell's other hand was broken, and still was getting hit by that punch. So you knew this nigga's hand was fucked up. Still,
hand wasn't broken. Hand wasn't broken. Shoulder was messed up.
Right, shoulder. Right, shoulder. So you knew this dude couldn't use his right, his right, and you still kept walking into the same punch over and over and over again. He couldn't pinpoint Gary Russell. And there was one time he might have hit Gary Russell with a punch, but he couldn't follow up. Why? The defense. Gary Russell was out of the way.
Right.
So that's not a dominating performance when I can say, hey man, one fighter clearly had 2 aspects of it where he controlled it. You can make a case for Mark Magsayo maybe on 1, but shit, it's pretty much even if you want to look at some other aspects of it. The fight was that aspect pretty much even because they was going back and forth. So how the hell is that a dominating performance when this dude Mark Magsayo was clearly missing Gary Russell on a lot of them fucking punches? It was obvious misses. This wasn't no situation where you could look like a land. These were obvious misses.
Right.
Punch stats, I've never give any credence to punch stats because you know why? That could be human error. Because
nope, that's not why. You shouldn't give credence to punch stats because the judges don't even do it. It's not allowed.
That's very
true.
Like
it's like fucking lie detector tests in the court of law. You could go to the police station, take a fucking lie detector test, fail the fuck out of it, but that still isn't probable cause. They can't even take you to court for a failed lie detector test, right? The fucking prosecution will be like, nigga, you need more than that, bro, than just a failed lie detector test. We need something else.
Yeah.
Because they can't even use it in court. It's inadmissible in court. A goddamn punch stat is inadmissible for the judges to review before they score a fight. It's inadmissible. So we shouldn't even use it at all. Inaccuracy is the second reason. The first reason is inadmissible.
Yeah. No, that's actually the biggest one. Right there, what you said. Punch stat should not matter. It's what are you watching with your own eyes, which is why it's important. These four criteria we talk about judging the fight. It's important we learn them, because if motherfuckers just wait till at the end of the fight, oh man, that dude won, man. Look at the numbers. But that don't tell you the fight. That don't tell you shit about the fight. Manny Pacquiao, I remember I watched Manny Pacquiao and Joshua Clottey. Now, if you look at punch stats, oh man, you punch that make you think fucking Manny Pacquiao dominated this. No, he didn't.
No, he really didn't.
Yeah, the motherfucker missed a whole lot of punches. He was hitting them off the gloves and shit.
Sure did.
So, man, I really think that I don't know what to. I go ahead. I really don't even know what to say, man, because it's getting to the point now, dog, where I'm starting to wonder: is the true nature of the sport of boxing being taught to motherfuckers, man?
No, it's not. The true nature of the sport of boxing is not being taught to people. And then at the same time, you've got a lot of people that are respected in the industry, a lot of media cats that don't know boxing themselves, and people who are following these sorry ass motherfuckers that don't know shit. They're basically replicating the fucking jargon that they push on social media and over YouTube videos or whatever whack podcasts these motherfuckers have, right? That's why I listen to nobody. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, none of these motherfuckers can hold a candle to me in any facet of boxing at all. Not even how to wrap a glove, nigga.
You can't wrap a glove.
Can't even wrap a glove better than me. Fuck out of here. So why would I listen to your show? You see what I'm saying? But that's the problem. You got the wrong people. And this is one of the reasons why we started the threekingsboxing.com. Not this show. This show is fucking leisure activity. The reason why we started threekingsboxing.com is so that we can get a foothold, right, in the game and actually give you guys real educated information, not bullshit, what do they call them? Op-eds?
Yeah.
Op-eds and basically opinionated editorials. That's what that is, right? That's what the majority of what these motherfuckers are doing. But we're giving you real information, facts, right, on top of facts, so that you know what boxing is really about. And that's the whole reason why we started the fucking website.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So in this situation here, Mark Magsayo was winning the beginning of the fight. He was, right? He was winning. I think I gave him 3 out of the first 4 rounds.
I did too.
But literally, as Bo mentioned, after Gary Russell landed the straight right hand, he backed up, winced in pain, and immediately dropped his right arm, indicating that he had an injury to his shoulder, right? So I got motherfuckers on the Three Kings Facebook page saying he wasn't really injured. It's clear on the fucking replay of round 4. He grimaces in pain and drops his goddamn arm. What the fuck more do you need? You're telling me that was scripted?
Yeah, they need the nigga rolling over on the ground, pulling. Who is that? Who's that nigga that fought Regis? Was that Ivan Red Cash?
That fought Regis? Yeah.
You're right. They need to get Russell pull it.
He faked getting hit in the nuts.
Right.
He got hit right in the belt, right in the stomach, basically.
Right. They need him to pull an Ivan Red Cash, be carried out the ring on a stretcher.
Who's the dude that was on that bullshit against Rigo? Moises Flores?
Yeah, Moises Flores. That was him.
On that bullshit, bro. The punch came and shit right at the bell. This nigga acting like he died and shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they wanted. My man fell out and shit. Yeah, that's what they wanted. Right?
Or hold on, you'll like this one. Or Montel Griffin. He hit me late.
Oh my god!
Montel looked up. He hit me late. Oh shit! I can win the title. I just gotta lay
For
here.
you young niggas, Montel Griffin versus Roy Jones Jr. the first one.
No.
Roy's first loss, which was a bullshit disqualification, right? Because Roy hit him while he was down. We seen Gennady Golovkin hit somebody when they were down. I can't remember the fight, but I remember the actual act. I think it was David Lemieux, actually.
I think it might have been David.
I think it might have been David Lemieux. Hit him while he was down. Hell, Frank Sanchez hit F.Ed Jagba while he was on his knees. You know what I'm saying? And none of them got disqualified, right?
That was much worse.
Yeah.
What Frank Sanchez did Jagba was much worse than what Roy did.
Absolutely. But I digress. Right? Back to the fight. Russell clearly showed he was injured, right? During round 4.
Yeah.
Now, what should have happened for Mark Magsayo was that he saw the injury, which he did, because if you look in the replay, Russell winces in pain, grimaces in pain, and Magsayo comes straight forward like, oh shit, I hurt this motherfucker.
Yep.
I think Magsayo might have thought he hurt him with a punch, right? So he comes forward and pushes Gary Russell up against the ropes, and one thing leads to the next, and then now we're going into round 5. But going into round 5, all we saw was Mark Magsayo take his foot off the gas. Why? There's a reason for this. Because he was getting countered. He was trying to bring the fight. It's not that he wasn't trying, ladies and gentlemen. He was trying to bring the fight to Gary Russell. The straight left hand was money from round 5 to fucking round 12. Whenever he threw it, it was money. He would even double up on that bitch and land them both. Now, granted, Gary Russell has some of the fastest hands in boxing. But as a boxer, right, you should understand, especially when you're fighting a hurt opponent that won't throw one of his goddamn hands to move your head when he's trying to land the same punch over and over again. You're telling me he dominated and this nigga couldn't get away from the same punch over and over again for like 7 fucking rounds? And he dominated? This fight wasn't close?
They said.
I saw Mark Magsayo that was literally running around the ring, not cutting it off. He was following Gary Russell, throwing punches with incredible inaccuracy. I haven't seen an inaccurate fighter in a while like that, bro. Gary Russell, he made Gary Russell look like this nigga had Floyd Mayweather defense. He made Gary Russell look like his footwork was like a earlier version of Arislandi Lara, nigga. Like when Lara fought Austin Trout type of footwork. That's how he made Gary Russell look. He's throwing punches and hitting the air more than he's hitting his opponent.
Man.
And he won those rounds when that happened? Oh, meanwhile, Gary Russell's still landing the straight left hand too, by the way. He's landing it to the body. He's landing it to the face. He's doubling up on it to the face. He's even throwing left hooks to the body. All from one side. And Mark Magsayo is getting touched by every last one of those. A majority of them anyway, right? The punches he did throw, Gary Russell was hella accurate, even though he didn't even have another hand to bait or to trick Magsayo with. Usually you use the jab, right? Use your offhand to set up your fucking power hand, right? Use your offhand as a decoy to set up the power hand or the power shots that you like to throw. He couldn't even do that. He wasn't even using it as a decoy. It was literally like, hey, telegraph punch, bow, hit you again. Are you kidding me? Gary Russell literally took control of the fight after the 4th round with one arm because Mark Magsayo was too scared to get countered and felt that he was going to apply ineffective aggression. Now, what's ineffective aggression as it pertains to Mark Magsayo? It means that he was following Gary Russell around the ring. He couldn't pin him up against the ropes, right? He was allowing Gary Russell to spin off of him. So many times, Gary Russell spun around this motherfucker, and Mark Magsayo had to do a complete 180 to get Gary Russell back in his sights. He did that to him several times in this fight.
That's why I was so mad. I'm yelling at the TV, Gary, throw that fucking right hand just once.
Yeah.
Guess what? Because he was spinning around to the point Magsayo was turning around with his hands down. Gary
Right.
could have countered the shit out this nigga.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. At the end of the day, right? Effective aggression was ineffective because he couldn't pin down Gary Russell at any point. Accuracy was extremely inaccurate because he couldn't even land more than 2 punches on Gary Russell at a time. He would throw like 60 punches in a round and land 8. Now, this is your punch stats. And I'm telling you, he landed less than 8. They gave this nigga a fucking 6-punch curve, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing 50, 60 punches and landing like less than 10. Gary Russell's throwing like 20, 30 punches less than him, but landing in the same range as what he landed. How does he win that round, Magsayo? He doesn't. And the key one is Bo mentioned, dictating the pace. Man, that shit was 1,000,000% Gary Russell's fight in that category.
That shit was.
Because Mark Magsayo was a different fighter from round 1 to 4. And then right after round 4, he turns into a guy who's basically fighting at Russell's pace. He's no longer producing the same output, punch output.
Nope.
He's no longer landing effective punches on Gary Russell.
Nope. He's no longer even aggressive. He was no longer aggressive.
Well, he was aggressive, but it was ineffective. He was aggressive. He just couldn't do anything. He wasn't landing punches. And he wasn't making Gary feel trapped up against ropes or couldn't do anything in the middle of the ring. None of that was happening. He just kept coming forward. That's it. He looked like a poor man's Ruslan Provatnikov. That's what he looked like.
Boom. Exactly what he looked like.
And you're saying he dominated this fight? This fight wasn't close? What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here, nigga! You kidding me?
I like how you added that on the end.
Now, I'm not saying Mark Magsayo didn't win, and here's why. Because Gary Russell gave up key rounds in the championship rounds. Why? Because Gary Russell himself became inactive. That's why. See, before he was pot-shotting, landing good counters, right? Hell, even sometimes he was first on Magsayo, even though he only had one arm. But the problem with this is Gary Russell in the championship rounds was no longer doing that.
No,
he became extremely inactive, more so moving around the ring, trying not to get hit, than actually still throwing his left hand with the same accuracy and the same tenacity, right? He wasn't doing that. Meanwhile, Mark Magsayo in the championship rounds, he started to pick it up. Still inaccurate, right? Still not playing very effective aggression.
No.
But he was landing punches towards the end of the fucking fight. And that's why I gave Mark Magsayo, right? I believe I gave him rounds 9 and 10. Right? I believe I did. But Gary Russell came back in round 12. Right? And I think I gave Magsayo rounds 10 and 11. Sorry.
Yeah, because I gave Russell 12.
Yeah. I gave Magsayo rounds 10 and 11. I think I gave 9 to Russell. I'm not looking at my scorecard, but I think I gave 9 to Russell. And then in 12, he lost the 2 previous rounds. And then in round 12, he came back and won the 12th round.
Sure did.
The reason why he won the 12th round, even though he wasn't as effective with his left hand as he was from round 5 to fucking 9, right? Mark Magsayo went back to not doing anything. Guys, before you think you want to judge fights, please understand the 4 criteria of judging, right? Ring generalship, which effectively produces how a fighter dictates the pace.
Yes. Defense,
accuracy, punch accuracy, right? And effective aggression. If you don't know those 4, don't judge fights. If you don't know them, sit down and watch. I don't want to hear your scorecard. I don't want to hear your fucking opinion. If you don't know those 4 and apply those 4 to what you saw, to come up with your scorecard, I'm not interested. Your opinion of me is like a nasty, fat, blubbery bitch with no teeth.
God damn, hold on, man. Oh my God.
Emphasis on a fat bitch with no teeth. Her stomach stick out farther her titties do. I'm not interested. That's what your opinion is to me. If you don't know those 4 criteria of judging, but are producing a scorecard, get out of here. Those 4 criteria of judging is why the judges got it right today. I have no problem with 115, 113. I have 0 issues with that, bro.
I have
0.
Not a one.
Because Gary Russell gave up 2 of the 3 championship rounds. He did. That's his fault. He did that, right? My scorecard was a draw. When Gary Russell won the 12th round, he got the draw. I had Magsayo winning going into the 12th. But when he won the 12th round, that was the draw. This fight is a clear case, right? And I think people forget about this shit too, bro. And this boxing just sucks. From the fans all the way to the fighters and the promoters. It just fucking sucks today, bro. You can't even hold a conversation with a motherfucker that like, I remember back in the day, a dude would say, yeah, I'm a boxing enthusiast. And he actually knew how to, he had the ability to speak in a way that told you, yeah, that dude is really an enthusiast. You might not agree with him all the time, but you can respect it because he might say something, right, in disagreement with you that makes sense. Motherfuckers today are saying shit that's off the wall, bro. Off the fucking wall.
Off the wall. Yeah, you're right about that. I'm saying shit like that.
Now, I'm not to say that back then people weren't off the wall back then. There were. I'm telling you today there's way more. Maybe it's the food, nigga. Because the food back then didn't have all that GMO and steroids and shit like it does today. Hormones. Maybe it's that. Fucking up people's brain cells. I don't know. Y'all need to start eating right. Y'all motherfuckers need to start eating right.
You got me crying with that one. Y'all niggas need to start. Hey, you ain't never lied though. You know, real talk, and not to jump off subject, but when you're not eating right fucks up a lot of shit, man. Fucks up a lot of shit, dog. Fucks up your balance. Fucks up everything. Fucks up your mental. Fucks up everything. But that's some funny shit, though.
You know, I'm joking, but at the end of the day, bro, there's got to be something, dog. Something going on with these new age fans, bro. I have no fucking idea. There's a majority of them that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, bro. And I think it's because of the media and what they push, right? I think that's why the implementation of social media. You have access to a lot more bullshit than you did back then. You see what I'm saying? You actually had to go seek out real boxing enthusiasts to actually learn something. Today, you can just go on Twitter and think you learned something from a motherfucker that doesn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you can do today. And that's the fucking problem. This fight is a classic case of you have to beat the champion to take his belt, man. Or the champion has to be so inactive that he gave his belt to you. This fight is a classic case of this. When Gary Russell fucked up his shoulder, Mark Magsayo was not beating the champion. Mark Magsayo did not do enough to be able to take the belt away from the champion. However, when Gary Russell stopped fighting in the championship rounds, he effectively gave his belt to Mark Magsayo.
That he did.
That's what this fight was, y'all. 100%. Nobody should be walking around this planet Earth, nigga, talking about Mark Magsayo beat Gary Russell Jr. by outboxing him and dominating him. This fight wasn't close. Stop. I implore you to go rewatch this motherfucking fight. And if I got to tell you to rewatch a fight, that means you don't know what the fuck you talking about. I never rewatch fights unless it's for entertainment. I don't never rewatch a fight to rescore. Nigga, my score is what it was.
I'm about to say.
I watch it right the first time.
I know my score is exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It is what it is, nigga. Well, I'll talk about it later.
I watched the shit right the first time. I ain't gotta go rewatch the score again. This fight was a close fight, simply because of inactivity, punch inaccuracy, right?
Yep.
And ineffective aggression on the part of Mark Magsayo. That's why this fight was close. Magsayo should have dominated Gary Russell, a dude on a 23-month layoff and injured during the fight. This fight should have been a fucking, after round 4, nigga, it should have been 5-12 Mark Magsayo. On my scorecard, you know what that would have been, Bo? 119-109.
Yep.
That's what it should have been. Because after round 4, or up to round 4, I'd only given Gary Russell 1 round. So Magsayo, realistically, if he's this elite fighter he should be, because I like Mark Magsayo, by the way, and I was actually telling people before this fight that Gary Russell could lose this fight.
He sure was.
Gary Russell, Mark Magsayo's no chump. He's not. I was telling cats Magsayo was going to be a problem for Gary Russell Jr. I made that fucking clear. So Magsayo, the Magsayo that I know, that I've seen fight, should have won rounds 5-12 with relative ease. He should have. And this would have been a 119-109 scorecard. But it wasn't, because he didn't do that. Ineffective aggression, right? Shit, fuck it. Ineffective aggression, all 4. Lack of punch accuracy, lack of defense from running into straight left hands over and over again. Lack of ring generalship for allowing Gary Russell to dictate the pace. Stop, guys. Listen, man. Some of you dudes that said, y'all my niggas, real talk. Some of y'all that said this, but hey, man, this is the barbershop. Y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? This is the barbershop. If I was cutting your hair, I'd leave a plug in that motherfucker right now. You niggas that have a patch of hair missing the back of your head right now. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So at the end of the day, Mark Magsayo wins this fight. But as I said before on the Facebook page, this win makes Magsayo look bad.
Yes,
it's
it does.
a win that makes him look bad.
I don't understand how you can look at this and not say it makes him look bad. I'm being honest, because the reality was he had a one arm fighter in front of him. I don't care if you guys want to say, oh, it was Gary Russell. I don't care. He had a one-arm fighter in front of him. But what makes him look bad is he kept getting hit by the same punch from that one-arm fighter. That's what makes him look bad. You knew you had a one-arm fighter from you, and you kept getting hit by the same punch, so much so that the judges' scorecard was identical to ours, and the other 2 was 1 round away from scoring it the same.
This is the thing. We're always bitching about judges and these motherfuckers, right? But when they get it right, nobody's sitting there saying, "Oh man, they actually did it right." It'd be the opposite. Oh, what do you mean? This is a perfect classic example of a fight that was close because of inadequacies from the challenger. What the fuck? But like I said, like I said, this goes back to people not knowing what they're doing. They don't know what they're looking at. Like, enjoy the boxing match. Just don't give your opinion. I'm not interested, man. Stop giving me your fucking opinion. Stop giving me your opinion. No way this guy won more than fucking, like, Steve Farhood. This nigga had the fight. I think he had an 8-4 for Magsayo. Where did Magsayo win 8 rounds? Where?
I have.
And even Farhood at the end of the fight, he was like kind of hesitant to give his goddamn score. Well, yeah, had sounded all down and shit. Yeah, you know, I saw the fight a little bit differently. Yeah, we know, motherfucker, but you typically do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know. They don't know boxing. Doesn't matter if you're on television. Hell, I made it to ESPN. Lil old 2K. Lil old 2K was on ESPN interviewing Max Kellerman. I even made it on TV. It doesn't matter if you're on TV. That shit doesn't fucking matter. They don't know boxing, man.
That's funny as hell, but you're right.
Shit. That shit crazy, bro. No way in hell Magsayo won 8 rounds. You couldn't buy this nigga 8 rounds, bro. What the fuck? But anyway, man, I got some questions for you, dog, that I want you to answer, man.
All right.
Because there was something that my man Julio Ortega said that I do agree with. He mentioned that this win was good for Mark or for the featherweight division. And I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said, but he said it's good for the featherweight division because he was tired of Gary Russell's inactivity, fighting once a year and shit, holding up unifications. Do you think Mark Magsayo in possession of the WBC title is a good thing for the featherweight division simply because it may open up unifications?
I don't know if it's going to open up unifications, to be honest with you. And here's one of the reasons why. Understand, Gary Russell not fighting the unifications is not the fault of Gary Russell. Not like Gary. I mean, he was chasing Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, have we forgotten that?
Yeah.
I mean, he did everything he could. But he did everything he could, but slap his motherfucking wife.
Sure did.
That's the only thing he didn't do.
Right.
You know, he sunned his dad. Shit.
Son that nigga.
Right.
Gave him $1 to go to the candy store, bro.
Yeah, right. Okay. Shit, Oscar Valdez wasn't bite chomping at the bit to fight the motherfucker either.
No. I don't even think Valdez even mentioned him, dog.
No. And Josh Warrington sure the fuck wasn't trying.
No.
So even with Gary Russell losing, I don't know because okay, you got Kiko Martinez is gonna fight Josh Warrington, which we'll talk about Eddie Hearns later because I get how the fuck does Galahad not get a rematch, but the nigga that got his ass whooped gets in anyway. So
anyway. How does Mauricio Lara not get that fight? Fuck Josh Warrington. He got knocked out by Mauricio Lara, bro, and then in the rematch was a fucking no contest. So that means Mauricio Lara still has the upper hand.
Yes,
but whatever.
But yeah, whatever. So I don't know if Josh Warrington is gonna fight Mark Magsayo. I don't know if Leo Santa Cruz is gonna fight Mark Magsayo. And Emmanuel Navarrete is looking to fight who they trying to get him to fight? What's it called? It was called out Emmanuel Navarrete.
Abraham Nova was calling him out.
Abraham Nova was calling him out.
Yeah.
So I'll put it like this. It's a blessing that the fact that we'll see Mark Magsayo is a guy who will fight more during the year. But I can't necessarily say it's a blessing because we'll see unifications. Because as I'm looking across the board, if Josh Warrington beat Kiko Martinez, I don't know if he's going to unify with fucking Mark Magsayo.
Based on his track record, I mean, he'll get in negotiations about unifying, but he won't follow through.
Exactly.
Based on his track record.
Right, exactly. So it's better in the aspect of at least we'll have someone fighting a lot. I just don't know if that will result in unifications, to be honest with you.
I think the only thing that I can say that might be factual, it might be. Now, this is obviously going to be an opinionated statement, is that Mark, but it's an educated one. Mark Magsayo will probably fight more than once a year. You know what I'm saying? And with that statement alone, or with that possibility, right? There's a high possibility there could be unification. But you're right, it really depends on the other guys wanting to fight Mark Magsayo. Yeah. Now, my man Kayeen Adams Sr., he makes a good point. He said how bad Mark Magsayo looked might want to open up the possibility for those other guys to fight him. Emmanuel Navarrete for sure, I think. Right? Kiko Martinez is about to lose that belt. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even really got to talk about him. Josh Warrington, I don't know. Remember, Josh Warrington was trying to fight Can Zhu. Can Zhu ended up losing to Lei Wood. He knew Can Zhu was food. That's why he did. Shakur Stevenson was like, man, I'll give you everything you want. You know, what do I got to do? He was like, you got to fight me. What did he say? He said, we got to fight in May or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And Top Rank was like, or Bob Arum was like, well, I want Shakur Stevenson to get a fight in first. They're like, well, no. That's what they did.
That's exactly what he did.
And then not only that, Bo, the nigga left Frank Warren and signed with Eddie Hearn. And Eddie Hearn said, what contract?
Right, yeah. That was part of, no.
Yeah.
That was part of my agreement.
Frank Warren agreed
right.
to have the fight in I think it was in Leeds, or supposed to be in Leeds and shit out there in the UK for May. Frank Warren agreed to that. I didn't agree with that. So that fight was scrapped. You know what I'm saying? But he'll get in negotiations and not follow through and try to fight niggas like Can Zhu. That's what Josh Warrington does. So you're right. There's a possibility that, both of you guys, my man Kay and Adams, and you guys are right. Bo, you're right, because it does matter with those guys and their track records. They might not be trying to unify. But then my man is right, because the way Magsayo looked, they might want to unify. So I think there's a higher probability of unifications with Magsayo holding the belt than Gary Russell Jr. I agree with that 100%.
I agree with that.
Do you think, with that said, though, do you think Gary Russell should try to get an immediate rematch, or should he just say, fuck it?
See, that's a tough one, because I've always felt Gary Russell is a pound-for-pound fighter who just didn't fight enough for us to see how good and how good. I mean, look at what the motherfucker did with one hand. Look at what the nigga did with one hand, dog.
Right.
Look at what he did with one hand. I'm gonna have to go with retire. Ooh. And here's the reason why I'm gonna have to go with retire. He's 33 years old. And I think Gary Russell still has the mind and the heart of a fighter, but I don't think he's fully invested in this anymore like he used to be. Even when he was at least fighting once a year, you still felt like he was fully invested in this. I don't think he's fully invested in this. And then, you're looking at his father, and you got that situation going on. He talks about teaching and training his brothers. So there's a lot going on that after this fight that could pull, like Gary Russell said the right thing when the cameras on. Hell yeah, I want the rematch. Does he? But after the fight, depends on what happens. Though, he could have this surgery, be sitting at home, and be sitting with his family, not in the gym for the first time in his life, not being in the gym, sitting there with his wife, you know what I'm saying, watching her walk back and forth. Oh, stop playing, Gary, smacking on the ass, chasing around the house, right. Playing with his kids. And then his dad, it could be start falling a little bit more iller than what he is because of the diabetes. And Gary Russell could, in his mind, be like, you know what, man, got money, been a champion. Fuck it, I'm a fade away and just keep the legacy going by helping my brothers.
Right.
And I could definitely see him doing that once he steps away. It's going to depend on what happens these next couple months. It really is. But honestly, for me, I truly think at this phase of his career, Gary Russell's not going to get the big fights that he wants. So at this point in your career, and I get it, you always want to come back and try to win your title, but you're not going to get the big fights that you want. And honestly, I don't even think a lot of people is going to really welcome him back if he does come back and try to win the title. Right. So just, hey man, take care of your mom, take care of your father, take care of your family, and help build the legacy with your brothers, man.
My answer is I don't want to see him retire. I actually want him to try to get the rematch immediately. I definitely want him to go for that. However, he might be forced into retirement. Because at the end of the fight, Mark Magsayo didn't seem he wasn't very interested in a rematch. His thing was, I won, yeah.
You have to talk to my team, my promotional company. You have to talk to them about the rematch. But I'm champion now. I fight anybody.
I'm champion. Money, Pacman, Pacquiao. Wait a minute. He didn't win. Pacquiao. Okay, fuck it. I'm saying that's what he was concerned with. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't concerned. He didn't give a fuck about the majority decision. He didn't give a fuck about how close the scorecards were. Hell, he didn't give a fuck about his performance, bro. He didn't even give an inclination or let me say an indication that he felt that he dominated the fight. He said nothing like that. He was just happy that he was another Filipino champion. That's what's up. Congratulations to him, right? But at the end of the day, seeing that, I don't think he's really interested in a rematch. I think it's a situation where Mark Magsayo is going to be like, I win, and run off with the belt, right? So with that being said, Gary Russell tries to get the immediate. The nigga should have a fucking rematch. What's up with these niggas not having rematch clauses, bro? Get a fucking rematch clause. Doesn't matter who it is. Get a fucking rematch clause. Whatever. He didn't. He probably didn't have a rematch clause because he's saying it. Russell said, "Yeah, I want the rematch," but the question is, does he want it? So that probably means he doesn't have one. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, he's probably not going to get it, right? And the fact that Russell was so inactive for so many years, fighting once a year for like 6 years and shit, or 5 years or whatever, however long he had the title. Actually, it was 5 years because last year he didn't fight at all. So he fought once a year for 5 fucking years, right? You're right. People are not going to welcome Gary Russell Jr. back into the boxing and into the boxing circle, so to speak, because they don't trust that he's going to be active enough. You see what I'm saying? And you're right. He's 33 years old. He's already tried to get fights with a lot of the top guys in his division and outside of his division. It's a sad case of people, and I'm going to say this, think what the fuck you want, because Leo Santa Cruz, there's no doubt about this. It's a sad case of people ignoring and ducking Gary Russell Jr. Why? Because they feel like it's high risk, low reward, even though he had a belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very true.
People weren't interested in possibly losing to Gary Russell Jr. for not what they would think enough money to do so. That was the problem. And with Gary Russell only seeking those big fights, under this, the nigga's in denial that he's, probably in denial that he's not, a big earner in boxing and not going to make a major pay-per-view event, which is what these guys that he's been chasing are basically going after. He's still trying to get these fights and consistently getting denied. And in the process of getting denied, he said, fuck it, I just won't fight then. That was his biggest mistake.
Yeah, it was.
So now you got fans that are they're happy. They're celebrating a joyous occasion of you losing your belt because they think you were holding up the division. But one thing I will say is this, though, Bo. If Guillermo Rigondeaux can turn in performances like he did against John Rio Casimiro and still be ranked and still be basically active in boxing, I think Gary Russell can manage to do the same. So it's about a situation of how mentally determined is Gary Russell Jr. to show that, hey, I want to be active. I want to show I'm the best motherfucker in boxing. It's really all about that, bro. How mentally focused is he in doing that? If he's not mentally focused in wanting to do that, he's going to be forced in retirement, bro. He can't be half-assing at this point because he has nothing to give. He has no belt. Before, WBC could mandate your fights. Now they can't. You're not a champion. So now, nobody gives a fuck whether you sit around and hold your dick all day long.
Yeah, nope.
Nobody cares.
Nobody, not at all.
So now you have to be, see, before he was the hunter of the big fights, right? Now you got to be the hunter all around, nigga. Now he has to be trying to get everybody, not just big name. Every nigga, Isaac Dogboat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They got to go get your Wet Gonzalez, somebody.
Like nigga, you was running around the jungle. You know what I'm saying? You was catching, some rabbits and a couple deers and shit, while you was trying to get the elephant. Well, nigga, now goddamn shit, nigga, you gotta hunt the rabbit now. You gotta chase the rabbit now.
He does. Yeah. You gotta chase he's really in the hunt now if he wants to stay active. Because again, now that you have nothing to offer, now you're really a fucking big high risk. An extreme high risk. Niggas know you're talented. People have been talking about Gary Russell since he was like 7 or 8 years old as an amateur.
Hell yeah.
One of the best amateur motherfuckers out there. Motherfuckers would go to different gyms to watch Gary Russell spar.
They sure did.
This is real shit.
That's very fucking true.
They would go to different gyms to watch a young Gary Russell spar. This motherfucker's been a star for a very long time in boxing.
That's very true.
So motherfuckers know, and like I said, boxing's a brotherhood. I said this before. These fighters know each other. So they know what Gary Russell has been capable of his entire career, amateur and pro. These motherfuckers not willing to get in a ring with this dude. He has nothing to offer. So it's going to be harder for him to get fights now that he has no belt. So it's like I said, he may be forced into retirement, bro. I would love to see Gary Russell. I still want to see Gary Russell against Vasyl Lomachenko. It's not going to happen, but I want to see it again.
No.
I thought Vasyl Lomachenko won the first fight. They said majority decision. I thought it was unanimous.
I thought it was unanimous myself.
But I would like to see Gary Russell fight him again because he's a different Gary Russell than he was when he fought him the first time. He's a little better. I'd like to see it. We wouldn't gonna see it anyway. But I'm just saying, my point is, I'd like to see Gary against big name fighters. I do want to see this. Gary Russell has pound for pound talent, but may never reach that fucking list. And as long as this nigga's still alive, bro, and active and still in his prime, I'm going to want to see him try to make that list. This is what it is. But in reality, he may be a guy that may have to settle for what has already happened.
Yep. No, that's the problem. It's sad, man. I mean, hell, I was hoping he'd landed that fight with Devin Haney.
Oh, yeah, I wanted that fight too. Absolutely.
I wanted that fight. Shit.
Absolutely. But it is what it is, man. I hope he comes back, but I don't know if he does, man. It's going to be interesting. So we kind of covered this one already with the old, unification thing, but a little bit anyway. We said what fights are out there in terms of if he wants to, further his legacy. But outside of that, who do you think Mark Magsayo should target next if he doesn't go for a Gary Russell rematch?
Oh, man. If I'm Mark Magsayo, I'm targeting the winner of Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington.
Oh, yeah.
I'm targeting them.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to the fight. Right? I'm going to the fight, goddammit.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the fight. I want you, motherfucker. You. Sitting at the fight, dog.
Hell yeah.
He needs to target the winner of Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington. I understand some of y'all are going to say, well, Leo Santa Cruz is not going to fight him. In my honest opinion, I think Leo Santa Cruz possibly may have one foot out the door because of what's going on in his life also as well.
Right.
So no, that Josh Warrington, Kiko Martinez, that's who you target. Emmanuel Navarrete, Bob Arum's going to make that in Abraham Nova. That's what he's going to make that. So shit, yeah, hell yeah, dog. I'm going to that fight. That's who he targets. Unification with one of them niggas.
Right. What was the? I always forget it. What was the Leo Santa Cruz? It's Thurman Mario Barrios, right? That's the fight. That's the card Leo Santa Cruz is coming back on.
Yes, it is. Thurman Mario Barrios, and
he's going back down to featherweight for that fight. I guess he's going to defend that WBA super title that he's been fucking holding on to for dear life for whatever fucking reason, bro. Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the way Mark Magsayo looked, I would go for that fight if I'm one of the other champions, 100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm going for that fight. But you're right. Kiko Martinez, Josh Warrington. I think Josh Warrington, we've seen Josh Warrington at his best. You know what I'm saying? He's on a downward spiral right now. I think he beats Kiko Martinez. He's already fought the guy. He beats him again, right? Mm-hmm. But he's going to be a champion that's on a downward spiral, in my opinion. Yep. Kiko Martinez had a hell of a fucking win that he probably shouldn't have in a fight. He shouldn't have won against Kid Galahad, right? But don't think that right there means that Kiko Martinez is going to stay at the top. No.
Right. It's about to be the era of Kiko Martinez.
Nah, bro. Kiko he's about to get that belt to the highest bidder, and it seems to be Josh Warrington right now.
Niggas one and done. That nigga's one and done.
One and done, bro. So I have Josh Warrington beating Kiko again. He becomes champion again, but he's a champion on a downward spiral. I'm Mark Magsayo. I'm like, hey, man, shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? You want that WBC belt? I'm going straight to that cat, bro. 100. Hell, I'm Leo Santa Cruz after his fight on Thurman Barrios undercard. I'm going to Josh Warrington, too.
Yep.
I'll fight the nigga out there in the UK if I'm Leo Santa Cruz, right? But in reality, I think what Mark Magsayo should do is do what Gary Russell was supposed to do. Now, this wasn't Gary Russell's fault, but he was supposed to fight Ray Vargas. I say Mark Magsayo, go ahead and fight Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas #1 by the WBC.
That's a
fight
good
Ray
fight.
Vargas. Yeah, that's a good fight, and then that's another good name on your resume because I think Ray Vargas is also on a downward spiral, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Ray Vargas was too big for 122, and he spent nearly a decade ducking Guillermo Rigondeaux. That's what he did. Ducked and Daniel Ramon. Ducked both of them for a decade almost. Maybe it was a decade, right? So he moved up to 126 finally. He's on a downward spiral. Ray Vargas is damn near out of it. One loss is going to kick him out the sport. I guarantee it. One loss, he'll be gone. Guaranteed.
I believe that too. That's the sad part about that.
Yeah. Mark Magsayo will beat the dust off of Ray Vargas. Tall, lanky ass, bro. Easy work. So I think Mark Magsayo should allow the WBC to make that fight with Ray Vargas, bro. That shit right there would be dope. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope for him. That's a win of a credible name, a former champion at 122, who's still undefeated, by the way. That's credible on his resume, along with Gary Russell Jr. Then go look for the unifications if they don't present themselves right now. Go ahead, man.
I said, then of course you got the Filipino-Mexican rivalry.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's
yeah, you're right.
I think you should go for that. But hey, we'll see what he does, man. All right, man. Let's go to the next topic, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you take this one. I ain't gonna say too much. Bo, you tell the fellas and the ladies why you believe Terence Crawford's lawsuit helped make Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. Now, before you start, right, we have the article on 3kingsboxing.com. Okay. And apparently, let me look for that shit. Let's see if I can find it. We got a lot of content on this motherfucker, man. I gotta go to like another page to get to this shit. So apparently, the unification is done. Stevenson Valdez, right? We reported this like 4 or 5 days ago. They're talking about April 30th. Now, this comes literally on the heels, right? Or let me say on the toes of Terence Crawford's racial bias lawsuit against Bob Arum, right?
Yep.
Now, anybody who knows boxing or has been following boxing over the last couple of years, even if you're a fan of Oscar Valdez, you can't deny the fact that Oscar Valdez was if you know this, by the way, that Oscar Valdez was the WBO 126-pound champion. That's featherweight for you dumb niggas, right? And that Shakur Stevenson was his #1 contender. And that Shakur Stevenson was openly asking for the Oscar Valdez over and over again. And not only did he not get it, but Bob Arum basically had Oscar Valdez move up to 130 and vacate the WBO title, which ended up in Shakur Stevenson's hands after he beat Yoet Gonzalez, right?
Yep.
Now, that's just easy history, recent history. If you didn't know that, just exit the fucking chat right now.
Yeah, because it's only going to confuse you from here on out.
Exactly. You're not going to get the rest of what's being said. Just exit right now. All right? Oscar Valdez immediately gets put #1 by the WBC and the WBO at 130, right? Gets a fight with Miguel Burchelt, beats Miguel Burchelt. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson moves up as well, fights Jamel Herring. Now, Oscar Valdez says, I want the winner of Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson. Beats Jamel Herring easily, as everybody figured, right?
Yep.
But then the unification, it's no longer being talked about.
No, it did not.
No longer being talked about. And then Shakur Stevenson, again, is all over Twitter and Instagram and whatever else he's got. Where's the unification at? I got WBO, you got WBC. What the fuck?
Right.
You know what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? There was no indication that this fight was ever going to get made. Bo, I was seeing information that Shakur Stevenson was going to move up to 135 to fight Thabiso Mchunu. I was seeing that. I was seeing that more than I was seeing Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez in negotiations. That's what I was seeing more of, bro. So then Terence Crawford's lawsuit comes out, which to me, the lawsuit is half bullshit, half not, right? One half of the lawsuit that's bullshit is, nigga, you re-signed with the motherfucker if he had racial bias and didn't get you these fights, X, Y, and Z, because apparently he's supposed to get Errol Spence fight after the fucking Egidijus Cavaliauskas mandatory bout, which I don't know how a mandatory guarantees you Errol Spence, but what the fuck ever, I don't care, right?
Yeah,
whatever.
Exactly.
That's what he said, right? Whatever. You still re-signed with Bob Arum when a nigga didn't deliver multiple times. You re-signed. So racial bias and all that, kick rocks with that shit. But the lawsuit is not bullshit because Bob Arum does be robbing niggas. He's been doing this for a long time. Why do you think niggas leave? Oscar Valdez, Floyd Mayweather, Mikey Garcia, and keep going, man. What the fuck? Right. Only motherfucker that ain't said that this nigga was on air. Well, Bob Arum done did right by me, boss.
Oh man,
I ain't never had no problems with the Mr. Bob Arums. I would never talk about the mans like that, boss. Tim Bradley. Even Pacquiao was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Pacquiao even at the end left, and I'm missing one. Oh, Mikey Garcia.
Oh, there's a bunch. I said Mikey already, but there's a bunch of them.
Cool.
We can go back in time and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them, bro. Fighters all throughout history. You know, that's not to say that promotional banners don't lose fighters. Of course they do, right? But I'll tell you one thing. PBC, that promotional banner, retains the fuck out of their fighters, bro. More than anybody that I've seen in a long time.
Yep.
They retain the fuck out of their fighters, bro. Right? Bob Arum still be losing niggas here and there. Right? So that's the part of the lawsuit that's not bullshit.
PBC lose fighters that come back and apologize. You know, yeah. Bob, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like Vonez Monroe, I'm sorry. You know, Al.
Yeah, Vonez. Yeah.
You know, Al, I'm sorry.
That nigga openly apologized to Al Heyman, bro. Please, Mr. Heyman, please. Please. Get the fuck out of here. That's why you ain't seen Vonez Monterosian. Al Heyman was like, nigga, go hang out with Don King, nigga. Get your ass out of here. I gotta check Vonez box rate. This nigga probably done fought, and we just don't know. Anyway, though, but as soon as that shit came out, now we start hearing all this information about Valdez and Shakur Stevenson being in negotiations. And I'll even do you one better. Literally a day after we hear that they're negotiating, the fight's on. It was literally a day. Now, that doesn't mean that they started negotiating on Tuesday and made the fight by Wednesday. They could have been negotiating weeks before that and then finally made the bout, the day that we saw it. We just didn't see that they were negotiating until a day before they actually made the fucking fight, right?
Exactly.
But I will tell you this. We don't miss much. You know what I'm saying? We don't miss much that goes on in boxing. We get a lot of information via email, and the shit that we don't get, we get from fighters and trainers, and the shit that we don't get from them, we get it from social media. We on our shit. We don't miss much.
No, we do not.
So based on that, I'm inclined to believe that these niggas were only negotiating tops like 4 or 5 days. Tops. Those days were after the lawsuit was in play and made the fight that easily. Now, racial bias, and of course, Bob Arum said, fuck all that. That's some bullshit. I done trained, or I done promoted many fighters of African American and Latino backgrounds. Well, boxing's full of African Americans and Latinos, Bob. Not too many Caucasians in fucking boxing. You know what I'm saying? Not too many of those. Got them Eastern Europeans and shit. The Sergey Kovalevs and the Vasyl Lomachenko's, blah, 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 Artur Beterbiev, sure. But Americans, there ain't too many white Americans. Mike Lee, nigga, huh? Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying?
You got Joe Smith Jr.
Oh, shit, yeah. He's got one white guy. You know what I'm saying? Not too many of them walking around, Bob. There's a lot of blacks and Latinos that are in boxing that you can easily promote. So that is the same thing to me, right? But the statement that, like I said in the other video, the statement that Floyd Mayweather did make, Bo, when he said he's racially biased towards Latinos, right?
Yes.
I believe that to be a valid statement. I believe that, and I've already broken that all the way down in the other video. I'm not going to do it here. But I believe that as a valid statement. His track record shows that, at least recently, if you don't want to believe it in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s or whatever. If you don't want to believe it back then, sure, fine, whatever. I don't care. But recently, with Oscar De La Hoya of the 90s over Floyd Mayweather, right? Miguel Cotto, Oscar Valdez. I can keep going, but those are the names I'm going to name for now. It's clear, right? So, with that being said, now we made this fight, bro. Bo, do you think if that lawsuit ever came out, do you think Valdez and Shakur Stevenson would have been made that quickly?
No. It would have been made, but not that quickly. No. Mm-hmm. And Shakur Stevenson told you. He told you. If you've been following Three Kings, he told you. What did Shakur Stevenson say in an article written by Three Kings? He said specifically, they're protecting Oscar Valdez. And I get it. Yeah. I understand it. He's the money, and I'm not. So they're keeping him away from me on purpose.
Right.
Okay. Shakur Stevens said that. Hell, I heard rumblings of Oscar Valdez and a possible Emmanuel Navarrete fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. They were talking about Shakur and Emmanuel Navarrete as well.
It was yes.
Yep.
So no, they was not talking about making that right there. As a matter of fact, their hand literally got forced because Shakur wasn't letting up. Because remember, they wanted to make Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez.
That's right.
So Shakur wasn't letting up. They're like, all right, fuck it, man. Give him Herring.
Then they tried to Shakur didn't even take step aside.
No.
Yeah, because I think he was number one. He was number one contender.
He was number one in both WBC and WBO. For whatever reason, he got yanked out the WBC. I don't know what he did.
Well, he wasn't number one WBC. That had always been Oscar. Oh, you're talking about after Oscar was
champion, right? Okay, yeah, after Oscar was champion, Shakur Stevenson was number one because I remember there was a tweet let out. He said, "Hey, I don't know what you motherfuckers think you're doing. I'm number one for both your asses."
That's
what
right. That's right.
The fuck is y'all? Fuck is y'all doing without talking to me?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because he's like, nigga, I'm trying to get this fight. One of y'all motherfuckers better meet me before y'all meet each other. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he sure That's did. Right. He said, "The fuck is y'all trying to do here?" So no, man, they never would have made it. And I think the only reason why the fight gets made is, mind you, this wasn't ideal for Bob Arum to make this fight. But Bob Arum is typically about you win a championship, you have a title defense, then you fight. Shakur Stevenson is actually going against what Bob Arum's normal practice is. Shakur Stevenson hasn't had a title defense since beating Jamel Herring. I mean, have I missed something? Did he fight somebody and I missed it?
No.
Okay. Oscar Valdez has had a title defense.
Yep. He lost it, in my opinion.
Yeah, in my opinion, too.
Robson Conceicao should have lost that fight.
Stevenson hasn't fought anybody.
Yep.
And Bob Arum is always about building fights. If he's going to make Shakur Oscar Valdez, he wants it to build so it'll be a lot of money. He's not making Shakur Oscar Valdez and knowing that I'm not going to make a few million off of this. He always builds fights. Y'all think he always built fights. You guys think I'm bullshitting? He was trying to build Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao. And Freddie Roach just jumped in and was like, nope, not doing that. Sorry.
Right.
Nope. Fuck that.
Right.
Fuck that. Not doing that. Nope. Okay. So he's always been about building fights. That's why you saw Miguel Cotto and Manny Pacquiao. That's the reason why you saw fucking Manny Pacquiao and fucking Juan Manuel Marquez. That's the reason why you saw Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera.
Right.
He's always about building fights. Shakur Stevenson won the title and going right into a unification with Oscar Valdez. Come on, man. Show me at any point in time in the history of Bob Arum where he did that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, look at what's going on at light heavyweight right now.
Who the fuck was Juanma Lopez supposed to fight? Was it Mikey Garcia?
Yup.
The fight that they built or they were trying to
Gamboa.
York's Gamboa.
Gamboa.
Yeah. Juanma Lopez and Gamboa tried to build the fuck out of that fight, and Juanma ended up losing.
Yep, Orlando Salido fucked that one up like he did Vasily Lomachenko.
Yep. Exactly.
But they was trying to, you're right, they was building the shit out that fight.
Yep.
And then they was trying to build Gamboa and Mikey at one point.
Yep. So I remember that.
Yeah, so stop. Stop.
That's what he does.
The biggest fight in history, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, they did the exact same thing there. So stop. Hell, look at what the motherfuckers doing in light heavyweight. Artur Beterbiev. He just fought Marcus Brown, and then he had Joe Smith fight. Because he's trying to build that fight.
The nigga wouldn't even allow the WBSS to have a fucking tournament at light heavyweight.
Hey, dog, say that one more time. I don't think niggas understand. Yeah. Say that one more time.
Yeah, because Camosa AG went to fucking Bob Arum and was like, hey, we trying to make a WBSS at light heavyweight. He said, I'm not making a fucking tournament at light heavyweight. This is when he had all the champs, right? Gvozdyk, Beterbiev, Kovalev, right? Kovalev was co-promoted by him, but he still had him. He had all the champs. He said, I'm making no fucking tournament. Make my own goddamn tournament. Let me ask you. The only one that fought each other was Gvozdyk and Beterbiev.
Yep.
It's only ones, nigga.
Only one. Only ones. Okay. Shit. Hell, he pulled Maurice Hooker out the WBSS tournament.
Yeah, he sure did.
He said, get your ass out there tournament.
He pulled him out and he told Jose Ramirez he wasn't going.
Yes, he sure did. He sure did.
He was like, nah, bro, you're not going to no fucking tournament.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Get your ass out of there.
Yeah. So, now you're right about that shit, man. Bob Arum is always about building fights and going his own direction. And to me, dog, like I said, there's all this news about Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez going different directions until this lawsuit comes out. Now all of a sudden there's a fucking agreement for April 30th. So, real talk, whether you want to believe it or not, that lawsuit helped make this goddamn fight. And I told you guys, it was one of the videos we did. I think it was the last one, but I said, yeah, in 2022, I want to see this unification right here. And lo and behold, like a week later, we get the motherfucker.
Look at what he did. Look at what he did with Michael Conlan. Remember, Michael Conlan was Shakur Stevenson. He was number one contender to Shakur Stevenson at 122.
He moved him.
And he told the nigga go down. He said nigga go back down to 118.
He said, nah, bro, we need to get y'all in separate divisions.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because Michael Conlan fuck around and he might lose to Leigh Wood, nigga.
Yeah, he might.
That fool is not on the elite level, not even sub-elite. This nigga, Michael Collins, a C+ level fighter. You know what I'm saying? He fuck around, lose to Leigh Wood in March, bro. That can happen. He can get knocked out by this dude. You know what I'm saying? Shakur would annihilate this nigga. I'm not even interested in that fight, even though we were supposed to see it in the Olympics. I'm not interested. Michael Conlan, he rematched the damn Russian dude that robbed him and barely beat him.
He sure did.
Won by majority. Man, get this dude out of here, bro.
That's true, though.
All right, man, for a bonus before we get the fuck up out of here, I want to talk a little bit about Thabiso Mchunu and how standing up to Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, give him a round of applause, bro. Do it again, bro. Standing up to Canelo Alvarez was all about defining his fucking legacy, bro. Now, I already know, right? A lot of fags out there that's going to be like, You know, why, you already know, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Well, I
some
call
butthurt
them that because they literally got Canelo's ball juice hanging from their fucking chin. Real talk. You know, why would him not taking step aside money be about legacy? Letting Canelo fight Dudu Makabu would be about legacy. Let me tell you why. Right? In a very close fight back in 2015, let's take you back to May 2015. A guy by the name of Thabiso Mchunu fought Alunga Junior Makabu, right? Known as just Junior Makabu. At that time, Junior Makabu was not a champion. This was just a fight for Africa. You know what I'm saying? His two African motherfuckers just fighting for the glory of Africa, right? Excellent fight. Fight went back and forth. Mchunu had the upper hand at some points. Makabu had the upper hand at other points. But Makabu ended up with the upper hand in the fight when he knocked Mchunu out in 11 rounds. But when he knocked him out, the scorecards were extremely close. Actually, the scorecards it was actually a majority decision. At the time, the knockout occurred. There was one judge had it a draw, the other two had Mchunu winning. One judge had Mchunu winning. I'm sorry, Makabu. I'm sorry, no, I think I had it right. Yeah, Mchunu. I'm sorry.
Right.
They had Mchunu winning 96-95. The other judge had Mchunu winning 97-94. So Makabu was actually losing this fight at the time he landed that big right hand to knock Mchunu out, right? The reason why this is for legacy is because Mchunu has not forgotten that.
Nope.
He went on to lose to Alexander Usyk and Thomas Thuzen, right? Another cat that nobody knows. Whatever. He's lost fights after that. He's also won some too. And he's won some to put himself back into the number one spot, who by this time, Junior Makabu is now the WBC champion. He's put him in the spot where he becomes Makabu's mandatory.
Yes.
Now, for 7 years, he has wanted this fucking rematch because he knew he could beat him. 7 years. And worked his way. 7 years worth. He beat Denis Lebedev. He rematched Thomas Thuzen and beat him.
Sure did.
Right? He beat Evgeny Tashenko, who, by the way, was a Russian prospect on the come up who was ranked at only 8-0 at the time. There was high marks for Evgeny Tashenko.
Yeah, there was.
And Mchunu went over to Russia and whooped his ass in front of his fans. Right?
Same thing to Denis Lebedev.
Did the same thing to Denis Lebedev. Traveled to Russia twice, back to back. One was a former fucking champion. The other one was an expected future champion with high marks. Whooped both of their asses in their home countries. So he has worked his way legitimately for 7 years to get back into a position where he could get this rematch with Junior Makabu. And then all of a sudden, here comes this fucking guy named Canelo Alvarez. Has nothing to do with the division.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Never even been there before.
Probably didn't realize it existed until he decided to go up there.
Agreed. Right. Never talked about cruiserweight ever.
No.
Right? Says, I've got 4 belts, or I've got belts in 4 divisions. Let's make it 5 divisions. Who's the wackest champion at cruiserweight? Who do they got? Lawrence Okoli? Nah. 6'3", 6'4", 80-something inch reach, and knows how to use all his reach. Nah. Too much of a risk. Okay. What's the other guy's name? Forgot his name. IBF. Damn, I forgot his name.
Mars
Breidis. Yeah, Mars Breidis. Damn. The only guy to give current unified heavyweight champion and former undisputed cruiserweight champion Alexander Usyk the toughest fight of his career. I'll pass. What about the French guy? Forgot his fucking name. Arsene Goulamirian. Arsene Goulamirian. Well, we don't know where he is. We would pick him, but we don't know where he's at.
No.
He's been inactive for like fucking 3 years now. We don't know where he's at.
No.
So can't get him. What's this Dudu Makabu guy? Let's look at Dudu Makabu. What did he do? Oh, fought a guy named Duradola. Wait, Duradola is the same guy. He just lost to Richard Riotport, right? Got knocked out, by the way. Okay. Who he beat? Michael Cieslak? Okay. When was that? 2020. Oh. Oh. He fought January 2020. He fought December 2020. I need a fight for May 2022. Perfect. He'll be inactive. He's flat-footed. He has one punch. And he has no defense. He keeps his head on center line. Perfect. Make that fight. That'll be the guy I take to become a 5-division champion. Perfect. By the way, let them know that we're going to have rehydration clauses too. Oh, yeah, and this is about the WBC. So it won't be 200-pound cruiserweight. It'll be 190.
Yes.
And also, we won't allow him to go past 180. Don't forget about that clause too. They said that. So the nigga got to drain 20 pounds. But whatever. None of that matters, right? None of that matters. We're just giving you a timeline, right? Let's get that guy. Mchunu was like, oh, hold on a second. Remember they had a little press conference and everything?
Oh, man.
Right?
Canelo shook the dude's hand, double tapping him. Makabu is smiling and shit. He finna buy all the motherfucking bananas off the tree.
Oh, that's fucked up, dog.
He said, we moving out the tree house. We moving into a real house.
Oh, no, that's fucked up, bro. Only we can say some shit like that. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, right.
That nigga said, I'm so happy to get this opportunity. I'm happy to get this. I the WBC champion. I'm happy to get this opportunity. Fuck out of here, man. He's a good guy. He seems like a good guy, bro.
Mama, no more riding the elephant. We can buy a real car.
I hate clowning Makabu, man, because he seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he does seem like a good dude.
He's getting hit. He's just in the crossfire, dog. You know what I'm saying? So they had a little press conference where this motherfucker was gracious as hell to grace the presence of Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Shit was terrible. It made me, I was disgusted. Right?
He came across like, all right, nigga, he came across like, should I give you my belt now? Or no, after the fight, okay.
After the fight? Oh, okay. I was a little worried right there. I thought I had to get the belt right now. I thought I had to get the belt right now. Right? So Mchunu's sitting back like he at the crib, right? Mchunu at the motherfucking crib in South Africa got 2 white bitches, 2 black hoes next to him. He get off the couch. What the fuck is this?
I can't get jiggy with this.
Yeah, I can't get jiggy with this bullshit. Right? What the fuck is this? ID #1 contender. Who the fuck is this redhead? Who the fuck is this?
Oh, bitch. Get off me, bitch. What the fuck is this? Get my manager on the phone right now. Move, bitch.
Oh, shit. Right? So he's like, nah, this ain't going down. What the fuck? So he hits up, I think he's with Don King, ain't he? I think he's with Don King.
I can't remember who he is with.
I think he's with Don. I think Mchunu's with Don King. Makabu, one of them niggas is with Don. I think it's Mchunu, dog. I think he's with Don King, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's with Don King. Shout out to my man Hasbro, put $5 on it. He said, I can't get jiggy with this shit. Right? So they go to Don King, whoever's promoter it is. They get together and say, all right, man, we need some step-aside money. Or at least they should be offering step-aside money. That's what they said. So they're right. Canelo and team, or let me say this. They went to the WBC. Said, hey, what the fuck? I'm #1. I want my shot with Makabu. WBC was like, hey, might give you some step-aside money. You know what I'm saying? Take that, dog. We take it all the time. Right?
That's fucked up, too.
They do.
Y'all out there, y'all probably didn't catch that. That's fucked up, too. That's fucked up.
Right? So, and lo and behold, probably by the WBC's order, hey, man, y'all might have to get this African motherfucker some step aside. I'm just saying, fam. So Canelo goes over there, offers the nigga step aside money. Mukaba was like, no. Six said, hell no. Canelo goes live, or I'm sorry, Eddie Reynoso, excuse me, not Canelo. Eddie Reynoso goes live. Yeah, we're still working that shit out. You get a nigga a little more money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Offer the nigga, you know what I'm saying, $20,000 and a couple acres out there in South Africa. Yeah, nigga didn't want it. So we might up it up to 30,000 and one extra acre, nigga. You know, he got to take that.
Maybe even throw a bitch in there too.
Yeah. He's never had a Latino bitch. You might want to throw one of them in there. You know what I'm saying? Mchunu obviously said no because he's fighting Makabu on January 29th, nigga. Yep. We never got any word after Eddie Reynoso stated that they're still working this out. We didn't get any word. Right?
Yeah.
We got no fucking word on this. All we heard was that Makabu Mchunu has been set for fucking January 29th.
Yep.
Props to fucking Mchunu, dog. The more people stand up to Canelo Alvarez, the more it backs him into a fucking corner to have to take the fights he should be taking. Now Canelo's like, now I'll tell you the Canelo interview that came out. Now at this point in time, this fight had already been made, right? Because this was in December. They asked him, you going up to cruiserweight? We'll try to figure out.
Who fight was that nigga was at?
Oh, man, I can't remember, dog. I can't remember whose fight it was.
Because the nigga looked like he had on his fucking bed clothes.
Yeah. That's what he was doing. We don't know what we gonna do, basically, is what the fuck he said. Meanwhile, David Morrell comes over. Hey, what's going on, fella? We won't talk about that, though. You'll never see Canelo fight David Morrell. It'll never happen. No. It'll never happen. No. Right?
And for very good reason.
For a very good reason. Never happen. Right? But Mchunu did two things. Number one, he said, fuck you and your money. I want legacy because I can beat this guy and I'm not giving him up to you. I want him while he's the champion because when I beat him, I become the champion. The second thing he did was, when I become the champion, guess who you got to face to get this belt now? Me. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's how it should be.
Sure, you're right.
Too many fighters out there talking about green and money and they want to, Charlo and shit, talking about all the money he got. What did he say? I ain't got to listen to the comments. I'm rich.
Yeah, he sure did.
They asked him about David Benavidez. This nigga said, I only got to listen to them. I'm rich.
The comments for him, man. I'm rich. He sure did say
right.
that.
Niggas out here only care about money. Bo made a very good point, and I'm not going to take it from you, dogs. I'm going to let you say it. You said, when we look back at this era, right? I'll let you take it. Go ahead.
We look back at this era. How many of these motherfuckers, from a legacy standpoint, that you look up and say that their legacy will stand the test of times, like the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Marvin Hagler, the Thomas motherfucking Hearn, the Roberto goddamn Duran's, the Floyd Mayweathers, the Manny motherfucking Pacquiao's, the Oscar De La Hoyas, the Miguel fucking Cotto's.
No.
Fucking Zab Judah, nigga. I'll even throw in Zab Judah and Arturo Gotti, nigga. I throw them niggas in there.
Damn, bro.
And Arturo Gotti.
That's not the shit on Zab, but Zab's a former undisputed champion. But at the end of the day, Zab fell off big time.
How many of these motherfuckers right now, from a legacy standpoint, will be viewed in the same manner as these dudes 10 years from now?
Canelo's the only one I can think of. Errol Spence is on the verge of that. You know what I'm saying? He just has to keep doing what he's doing. He's definitely headed in the right direction. I would like to see him fight more, you know what I'm saying, than he has been. Terence Crawford should be, but I think his time has passed, especially with this lawsuit and shit. I think he really fucked himself with this lawsuit because, as we talked about before, nobody's really even thinking about fucking signing Terence Crawford, bro. You know, I didn't know this, but Tim, you know, I didn't find out until after the video. But Tim Smith, you know, said that PBC ain't got the money for that nigga.
Yup.
So Tim Smith said that about PBC. We already know about Eddie Hearn. Bob Arum was mad about the goddamn lawsuit. Nobody want to touch Terence Crawford right now. Nigga hot. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford just got out of prison, nigga on parole, tried to work the block. They said, nah, bro, you too hot.
You too hot. That's what them niggas do.
Nah, nigga.
Do, too hot right now, fam.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll give you a couple G's, nigga, you know what I'm saying, to get yourself on your feet, nigga, but you too hot. We can't get no work.
Nope.
You hot. Feds on you right now.
Matter
That's
fact,
Terrence.
Close to me, nigga. Move.
Yeah. Right.
Damn, nigga, you too close to me, nigga. Move, nigga.
That's Terrence right now with this fucking lawsuit, bro.
Right.
So none of these motherfuckers, bro. What's going to happen is we're gonna look back at this era, right? And we're gonna say, yeah, there's a lot of motherfuckers that had talent, but due to the fact that everybody was hungry in that era, there were a lot of fights that didn't get made. Yeah. So absolutely not. Now, will some of these guys go to the Hall of Fame? Yeah, because it don't mean shit to go to the Hall of Fame. Nigga, Ingemar Johansson's in there. Barry McGuigan, Arturo Gatti. It don't mean shit to get to the fucking Hall of Fame. I mean, nigga, I'm probably in there. I got to check. I might be in there.
They got Chris Eubanks Sr. over Nigel fucking Ben.
Yeah, I mean, stop, man. Stop. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, but we might be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Rocky Balboa, a fictional character made it.
Yes.
A fucking fictional character made it to the Boxing Hall of Fame. It don't mean the Hall of Fame don't mean a goddamn thing anymore, bro. So yeah, a lot of these guys in this era will more than likely make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because of the accolades. Leo Santa Cruz, 4th divisional champion. He could possibly make it.
Oh yeah. But the point is, when you really look at the details, right? This era is the worst era we've ever had, man.
Hey man. I've never seen an era where nigga is divisional champions off winning the second title. Not the main, but the second tier title.
And they're literally calling him I mean, they did it with Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is a 2-division champion, but they're calling him a
4-division champion. Yep.
That nigga moved up to 147, beat Paulie Malignaggi for the WBA regular title, not the super. The super title's the real WBA title. The regular. Then went to 140 and beat my dude.
Vacant title.
Khabib.
I can't think of his name.
Damn, dog. Akaveli Dev or some shit. I can't remember his name. But you know what I'm talking about.
That was for the vacant title.
Right. Russian dude. Beat him for the WBA regular 140-pound title. That's not a real title. Adrian Broner ain't no 4-division champion. He's a 2-division champion. Tank Davis is a 1-division champion.
Oh, he's a 1 division. Yeah. Yes. 1, nigga.
Tank. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When he beat Leo Santa Cruz, did he got the 130 super belt, didn't he?
Yeah.
But hold on, he was already 130. Never mind, 1 division. 1 division
because he was already an IBF champion. He lost the belt on the scale.
Well, he was already 130 super. Remember, he beat he lost the IBF on the scale, and then beat that Argentinian cat. I can't think of his name right now, but beat him for the vacant super title at 130. Sure. And then moved up and then went back and fought Leo Santa Cruz for the super title again. So yeah, he's a 1-division champion. He's a 3-time 1-division champion. WBA super twice, IBF.
Because when he went up, Leo Santa Cruz wound up because Leo Santa Cruz leapfrog. What's that cat's name? Who's the regular? Remember, we was like, hey, normally they elevate the regular champion, but Leo Santa Cruz went up and fought for the fucking super title.
Yeah, it's the dude that Roger Gutierrez beat. Because Roger Gutierrez is the regular champion right now. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Leapfrog him.
leapfrog that nigga. Say, oh, wait a minute, where the fuck they do that?
Right. Exactly. So, nah, man, yeah. Tank Davis is a one division champion. But boxing, this terrible ass era, is allowing him to be called a 4 division champion now? 3?
3 division.
3 divisional champion with regular belts?
And let's not forget the biggest crime of the century. We have an undisputed champion that holds a franchise title.
Oh my God. No, we don't. Fuck that. I'm not giving him
I
that.
know.
No, we don't. No, we fucking don't.
No, we don't.
This WBA regular multi-divisional champion bullshit, whatever. But this undisputed with a franchise belt, I'm not giving you that. No, fuck that. No. Kiss my ass. I ain't letting too much. That's too much now.
Hold on, God damn it. Now you're spitting on box.
Exactly. That's too much. We let one organization all of a sudden now name undisputed. Man, get the fuck out of here. Never heard of that before in my life. So Mchunu is basically bypassing all that bullshit. He wants it the right way, right? And he's sacrificing money to get it the right way. Hats off to fucking Mchunu, dog. I like him. I like Mchunu. I fuck with him, dog. He ain't that good. He's sloppy as hell in the ring. Nigga be falling over, tripping over his own feet. But I fuck with him. That's the guy you guys need to be following.
Yeah.
You got anything else, man, before we get the fuck up out of here?
No, man, that's it, man. These motherfuckers. I ain't trying to be mean to y'all today, but shit. I wonder, after what I've been reading, I wonder if you motherfuckers even deserve our time. The shit I've been reading, goddamn. The shit I've been reading, the comments y'all been leaving and shit, damn, get out of here, man.
Yeah, it's bad, man. But at the end of the day, bro, it's hard work, but it's necessary work. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to try to get niggas to understand because it's just like being brainwashed your whole life. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker gets brainwashed for a long period of time. It's hard to bring them niggas to the light. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You get brainwashed by all these. They get brainwashed in 24 hours. Let me say this. Let me say not 24 hours a day. They get brainwashed at any point they decide they want to follow boxing, right? Whether it's via social media or they watch a fight on TV. Brainwashing is commencing at a high level at all facets of boxing, bro. It is. Hell, if you just want to go to YouTube and listen to some nigga that sits on his couch holding his nutsack, brainwashing happens there as well.
It does.
Because YouTube niggas don't know shit about this. Shit's crazy, bro.
Oh, man. Listen.
I don't like being
One
on
thing
YouTube.
I've learned about boxing, especially last year, I learned it the most, is it doesn't fucking matter if you're spitting facts. What matters is, are you on my side of the agenda?
Exactly.
If you're not on my side of the agenda, then fuck you too.
Right.
And that's what I've learned last year, which is why I'm glad we have what we have, and fuck everybody else. And I mean that. And if you're an affiliate and you hear me say you don't agree with it, that's fine. Y'all know my number. Give me a call. But that is why we have what we have, and fuck everybody.
Exactly, bro. Nigga. That's why we're able to run a business. We know exactly what the fuck we're talking about. 100% of the time. Ain't no 99.9 no, nigga. 100% of the time. Because everything we say, right, we can have an opinion about something, but that opinion is going to be an educated opinion backed by factual evidence, which means you can take our opinion, disagree with it. However, listen to the reasons why we stated our opinion, and those reasons can be looked up because they're facts. Right. That's why there is no there is no subjectivity here. It's all objectivity. We're trying to tell you the sport of boxing. We're trying to tell you what fighters to look out for. We're trying to tell you why this fighter should get more credit than this fighter, and it's all backed by facts. That's it. There is no favoritism here. None. I could talk good about Mchunu today, and then tomorrow, if this nigga fuck up and do something stupid, guess what?
He gets it.
Guess what? He's gonna get it. But a lot of people who are in boxing, man, they don't do that.
No. They don't.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we can do interviews, and we can when a fighter says, I don't care what they say, man. I won that fight. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Nah.
Hold on.
Nah, you talking about Anthony Durrell and a married mom.
Hell
Yeah, I
yeah.
tell you straight up, like, nah, bro, you didn't win that fight, or nah, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You gonna train the same way? It's the same type of fighter. You gotta change your training technique. You got your ass whooped last time. What you talking about?
Hell yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings, and I don't give a fuck about nobody's status, bro.
Nope. That's the same reason why if it's still up, Pep Talk UK, you see me looking at the screen when Teofimo Lopez talking. What the fuck
Teofimo
is this
Lopez.
nigga talking about?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
what the fuck is he
Teofimo
talking
Lopez.
about? See my face.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that shit crazy, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, man, it's hard work, but it's necessary work. We're gonna try to do it as much as we can, but at the end of the day, man, y'all gonna see, like, especially me, I'm gonna get angry at motherfuckers. It is what it is. It's gonna happen. Niggas gonna get blocked. Niggas gonna get cursed out. My address gonna be sent to motherfuckers. It is what it is. We love this sport. We don't want to see this sport getting thrown down in the dumps because there's a lot of dumb, ignorant motherfuckers that make it up.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. All right, man. Y'all know what to do. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, Facebook.com/3kingsboxing, man. You're going to see us again on Wednesday. We'll be coming back. We ain't got a time, but just check for Wednesday. Make sure, you hit that reminder whenever you do see that motherfucking video go up or you get that notification. Hit that reminder so that you can come in here and listen to some more real boxing talk. But until then, appreciate everybody in the chat, all the donations in the chat, also the donations to the PayPal. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. Come back to us, listen again. Until the next one, we out this bitch.